This guy did a really good post, Michael A. Rothman, about your debate with Daniel Hikikachu, and
Sorry, transition. There we go.
he basically just summarizes everything that's going on in the opening statement. But the one thing that I did want to point out is the Muslim cope in the comments.
By the way, 1 million views on that alone on X, as that debate went mega viral, like most of my debates seem to.
Dude, your career is over, bro. Just
It's
stop coping.
over, yeah. So anyway, mega viral, and that was a very successful debate tour, especially for viral clips. Either you really, really hate me, or you think I'm a genius. It just depends on which clip you're viewing, I guess. So anyway,
Yeah, you clearly only debate OnlyFans whores, man.
clearly, even though this guy, if I remember correctly, has a degree from an Ivy League university, but what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. But anyways, this got a hold of Muslim Twitter, which was quite funny. Let me read out some of the comments. A.B. Farr said, when Europe was in the Dark Ages, Muslim civilizations in Spain, Middle East, and North Africa was top and never reached by any society. Advanced in maths, physics, chemistry, optics, astronomy, medicine, philosophy, and more. Even algorithms you're using every single day. Now, this may be correct. However, now they're the most low IQ societies in the entire world because of cousin marriage and consanguinity. Oldman down here says, no, now do Mormons, Amish, and redneck. Also, there was inbreeding in Europe too.
Yeah, have you seen their communities compared to like the Middle Eastern ones we're talking about?
Yeah. Saif Al-Mazari says, Christianity doesn't forbid cousin marriage, and yet Christians also practice it. I'm from Egypt, and Christians also practice that. So what is your objective moral source that allows you to say it's right or wrong, Andrew?
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, Muslims believe, much like Protestants do, that if it's not in the Bible, then that means it's not moral or immoral.
Yeah.
They don't understand how our ethical system works at all. And you can't educate them because they just don't understand, right? Many of them may not actually have the cognitive function to understand. And that's not even dunking on them. I'm just using averages here, right? So they may not actually have the cognitive function to understand. But we would say that those people who are in those nations who are Christians who are practicing it, I actually brought this up in the debate and pointed out that's true, but the rates are way lower even among those groups where it's culturally acceptable because the ecclesiology says you're not allowed to do it. And so, no, everywhere Christians go, you see cousin marriage decrease rapidly.
Yep. And then this guy, Junior, I believe he actually might have been at DebateCon. Maybe it's somebody else, but he's a Muslim apologist. Says white race will collapse for making fun of cousin marriage. Keep watching OnlyFans. So essentially, his argument here is the white race is collapsing because we don't marry our cousins.
Well, I think it's really funny that these people bring this up too, as though Muslims don't watch porn on the down low. They do. But that aside, the most interesting aspect of this is they can't. The one thing about this particular point, the reason I really hammered it home, is because we basically knew that they would defend this tooth and nail, like to the death, and it just makes you look so ridiculous. You know, this guy's saying if you guys would just your cousins, you wouldn't have this birth rate collapse, right? Even in places and regions where they do their cousins, you still see this type of collapse happening as long as there was industrialization, higher education available. So that doesn't even save your population from population collapse. So even that's a bad point. Like these guys just make terrible points.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see the cope and the fallout after this debate, and how these arguments are going down on all these different social media platforms. Because
some people were saying
he would concede, but we didn't know that the whole entire Muslim world would start coming to its defense.
What's really funny is a lot of people were giving me grief and saying, "Oh, why were you insulting him over and over again?" I was like, "What are you talking? Didn't insult Daniel at all that I remember." I think we got into like one little thing where I said, dust off your dress or something. And he said, har, har, har. And then he took a shot at me. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And then we just moved on with the debate. I don't even think that there was much in the way of insulting. In fact, afterwards, we shook hands, said, good debate. You know what I mean? And away we went. So That was bizarre to me. It's like, no matter what, you're going to get the accusation. It doesn't matter. In fact, there's many episodes of whatever that I haven't even been on where the comments are all about me being too mean on the episode that I'm not on.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, a big kind of insult towards me that I've heard many times is, look how I treated, Goroth the Destroyer or whatever her name was, right? Or
It's
his name.
a new Russian
Yeah,
Gorlock.
Yeah,
Gorov.
what was it? What was its name?
Gorelock the Destroyer.
Gorelock, yeah, Gorelock. And I've gotten this hundreds of DMs from people saying how you treated that person was horrible. You're a disgrace. You're terrible. I wasn't on the episode. That was long before I ever went on the whatever podcast. I've never met Gorelock. I was not on any Gorelock episode, and I still get criticism for it to this day. And I wasn't even there. What are you talking about?
Honestly, Gorelock the Destroyer needs to send Brian some money because he literally launched his career to the stratosphere, and Gorelock is on freaking Paris runways and everything now. So if I was Gorelock, I'd be thrilled.